Do you know what I mean? So it's like it sounds so stupid and so weird, but when you start noticing things like that, it's like we are constantly like sort of just bleeding out like little things and almost kind of just telling people stuff without really meaning to. But I must admit, there's a part of me that's quite like I like being known as that guy. I think, but even then, it's like there was a period of time sort of wasn't there around sort of 2010s where there was all this scuzzy indie music where it was all shoegazery with shit hair and, you know, guitars right up by the nips, you know, and not really knowing how to play it. Do you know what I mean? And here's where I sort of tangent. And
I've never heard guitars by the nips before.
Yeah. No offense to anyone that does, because it's literally better for your technique than having it as low as I do. So I'm the stupid one here. But for me, it was like even though I talk about like pop musicians and pop guitarists not being as schooled as jazz typically, I also had guitar lessons. You know, I did grades. You know, I was lucky enough to have parents that were willing to pay for the racket and all that kind of stuff. You know, and there was a part of me that was like, yeah, but that's just shit. Like I spent ages trying to like get that solo right, and so now when I go on stage, it's almost like I spent fucking years trying to play this one scale, and now I'm gonna play it, you know, with like almost like a guerrilla style stance of like, fuck yeah, look at me play this one scale that everyone else can play, you know, because I learned how to play it. Whereas that almost shoegazery, oh I'm shy kind of, it works for some of the bands that it worked for, you know, like a band that I really enjoyed, Tribes, you know, but that was in that similar kind of scene. They did a lot of, it was a sort of shoegazery, but you know what I'm saying. Whereas I was all about, rock music should be foot on the floor monitor, not just a little bench that a lot of the Warped Tour style bands have, a fucking floor wedge, you know, foot on there, you know, hair back, like, you know, fist in the air, we've arrived, let's have a party. That's what it was all about, you know. So it is really weird that I think that I would never, I was going to jump into a bit of a controversial point, I'm going to do it, I can't do it. I don't know how many session musicians are. I mean, I don't want to use like specific people, but you don't hear many. I mean, Jimmy Page was, to be fair, but like a lot of session musicians, it would seem, don't write songs as much. Maybe is that a thing? They're so good at playing so many different things, they never really set on one. I am this as an artist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'd say when I think of like the best session musicians in the world,
yeah,
they basically just live in a studio and then like multiple artists come in and out.
Yeah,
it's just they're so good of like people going, "Here's my song, can you play this?" And they're like, "Yeah, I can do that."
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, they make bank doing it, but yeah.
Well, exactly. And if you like doing that, it's great. I wish I could, to be honest. I actually wish I could do that, but I just know that the problem is like those micros, but those little hints and nods that we bleed. Some people are great at hiding it, and I don't mean that in a conscious way of being snakes or anything. But like, you know, we wear suits and uniforms to work, that kind of thing, as a way of leveling the playing field. You know, that's the whole kind of premise of uniform. It gives a sense of anonymity. To the social context that you're in at the time. Whereas the great thing about Union, just clothes generally, is they're telling a story, you know. And I think that, you know, there's something that both Jim and Toby, you know, but Wayward Sons, Toby and Little Angels, but like something they both said to me was like, what are you saying? What is, like, it's all well and good. You can have everything you want, but if your fundamental part of the song, if that isn't saying something and it's just words thrown together, it's not going to get through that glass ceiling because it's not going to resonate with someone. And it's like, what are you saying? You know, so I think that it's such a weird thing. I could talk about it for literal hours, but I won't.
Well, you mentioned Toby there.
Yeah,
so, should we play some Little Angels or Wayward Sons? What are you thinking?
Let's go Wayward Sons first, because I do want to get this, so this is their new single off their up and coming album, so album number 3. I don't know what the title is for it yet, actually. No, I don't think they haven't announced it. But yeah, so the song's called Big Day.
If you've got a feeling that you can't put into words, don't worry, friends.
Because there's a song for that.